My name is Saverio D'Amico and I am the CEO and co-founder of TRAIN. TRAIN is the first official spin-out from Humanitas Research Hospital dedicated in the field of the artificial intelligence research and the development of new generative AI tool to improve the clinical research and the clinical application. This study focused on generating high-fidelity, so-called multimodal synthetic data in the field of myeloid neoplasms, using, of course, AI-based generative models. Our aim is to create realistic and privacy-compliant synthetic datasets that mimic real-world patients' data and their capabilities, enabling, of course, improved disease classification, prognostic assessment, and clinical research. In the study, our aim is to provide preliminary results on an architecture capable of generating multimodal synthetic data for patients' data. We developed also and validated a synthetic validation framework that we call SAFE to ensure the accuracy, the fidelity, and the privacy compliance of the generated data. The ultimate aim, of course, is to use this synthetic data to enhance personalized medicine in this preliminary setting of hematology. Yeah, we started this study in a couple of years ago in the field of some previous European consortium like Genomed for All and SYNTHIA. However, this collaboration make the basis of the SYNTHIA consortium. So we aim to create this project on behalf of the SYNTHIA consortium to provide preliminary results and preliminary architecture of this kind of synthetic data to provide integration to all of the aim of SYNTHIA. The integration of knowledge, of course, across this initiative is crucial for advancing AI generative synthetic data in the specific case of clinical application. And of course, because the impact of this multimodal synthetic data on personalized medicine is huge, of course, not only in hematology, but in the other sector, which is the aim of SYNTHIA. The organization were some of a European consortium like Genomed for All and SYNTHIA. So this initiative was a collaborative initiative across different research institutions and of course industry. We collaborate within the University of Bologna and of course with the Humanitas Hospital. One of the main, research approach, innovative approach of this aim is to linking the research institution, the research part within the industrial part. That's the aim that makes TRAIN a reality, because TRAIN is a spin-out from Humanitas Research Hospital and integrate this collaborative approach to use some of the result for the research institution to something that can be industrial and productive in a European consortium like SYNTHIA. Of course, multimodal longitudinal synthetic data can significantly enhance personalized medicine, but of course enabling the development of more precise diagnostic and prognostic model, even for rare hematological diseases. Our approach is to create a preliminary integrative model by chaining different generative approach. This approach captures the temporal evolution of diseases, and in this case, synthetic data allows researchers to test hypotheses and refine predictive algorithms without compromising patients' privacy. In this environment, the SYNTHIA project plays a crucial role by furthering developing AI-driven methods for generating these high-quality synthetic data, validating their real-world applicability and ensuring their integration into the clinical workflows. There are three main key challenges for the validation of generative synthetic data, and we took the opportunity to include these key challenges for the developing of our validation framework approach. These challenges include the data viability and the quality of the data for training the generative model. Of course, a real-world dataset must be sufficiently comprehensive for training the AI models, and the generative data has to be statistically fidelity with the data generated. The second part is to preserving the intrinsic relationship, ensuring that the synthetic data maintains correlations between different modalities. Multimodality is a very crucial application, and linking together the clinical, the genomic, and the imaging data is critical but very performative. The last one is to ensure the clinical accuracy and the privacy of the so-called synthetic data generated. Synthetic data, of course, must be indistinguishable for the real data in terms of fidelity, while guaranteeing that no real patient information is replicated in the generative data. Multimodal synthetic data is a technology that actually can enhance, for example, disease classification by training artificial intelligence model on a more diverse data set and validating it in a more enhanced approach. Then, synthetic data can improve prognostic models by integrating clinical, genomic, imaging data and other data layers for a more comprehensive risk assessment. Synthetic data can also enable the so-called virtual clinical trials, allowing researchers to simulate patients' response to treatment. Synthetic data can also be used to virtualize the control arm for a clinical trial. And last, they can facilitate the biomarker discovery, improving, for example, targeted therapy selection. From the state-of-the-art of the clinical approach and application, we know that integrating multiple data types, the so-called multimodal data, allow us for a more holistic representation of the disease mechanisms. For example, combining clinical parameters with genomic mutation and imaging, for example, from the bone marrow, this enhances disease characterization and facilitates more accurate treatment stratification. This approach improves patient outcome by enabling better risk prediction, better classification, and at least personalized therapeutic strategies tailored on the individual disease profile. These initiatives, like the SYNTHIA one, are crucial to create an environment and collaborative environment in which a research institution and company industrial reality can work together for at least refine, for example, the validation framework to ensure that synthetic data coming from the research approach can actually enter in the clinical practice and the clinical workflow. Collaboration approach like the SYNTHIA proposed can foster collaboration between AI researchers, clinicians, regulatory bodies to streamline the real-world adoption of these new technologies. Of course, in this setting, like the SYNTHIA one, we can develop new advanced AI-powered tools that integrate not only synthetic data, but all of the new AI approach in the medical sector. And at least these kind of initiatives, like once again SYNTHIA, are very important to enhance the regulatory acceptance by demonstrating the clinical equivalence and the clinical relevance of this new technology like the synthetic data generation. For train perspective, these results are crucial for preliminary evidence that actually AI advanced technologies can really help the clinical application. The AI-generated multimodal synthetic data is a really powerful tool for advancing personalized medicine in hematology. They actually replicate real-world complexity while ensuring privacy, and they are enabling researchers to test hypotheses, validate models, and at least accelerate the clinical research and trial. This new approach to develop multimodal synthetic data can actually really make faster and sustainable the clinical trial. And we are very happy that really small reality like Train have the opportunity to develop this technology and validate it in a really powerful initiative like the SYNTHIA one.